Welcome to episode 86 of Timm Talk, the podcast about the DC animated universe co-created by Bruce Timm. I'm Chris Lord.
I'm Cameron Dexter.
And I feel like we're going to say this 3 times. We are nearly at the end of an era. We're at the end of a micro era within the end of a larger era.
Yes.
Because we have come to the finale of Superman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm not really looking back and thinking, man, I'm going to miss this show.
So my mom's in town right now, and I went and watched the episodes while she was setting up our new apartment. And I walked out, and my first thing I said to her was, I'm glad I don't have to watch any more Superman.
And I liked these episodes, but I think only because of how important they become later.
Yeah.
I think on their own, they're only okay.
They are.
I think they work decently well as a finale for the series.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I actually have some interesting thoughts about that too when we get to it. But first, should we do a little bit of news?
Let's do some news.
I actually have some news today. I came prepared.
Did you? I also
today.
have a little bit of news.
This time, well, thank God. The two big things that I actually have, I have two things and a third life-altering announcement.
Oh shit!
That I am still not sure
Are
how
you
to
finally
process.
leaving Timm Talk so I can fucking take this on my own?
I am finally leaving Timm Talk so that you can talk about Teen Titans.
Thank God.
Yes.
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans
What
talk.
was I talking about last week over and over? Kingdom Hearts?
Kingdom Hearts, yeah. We're going to replace me with a Japanese body pillow
Oh, yes.
that looks like me, and then you can just
I'm gonna
talk
name
as
him Tetsu
much.
Tetsu.
I'm sorry, what now?
I'm gonna name him Tetsu.
What's Tetsu Tetsu? How do you do this? How do you lure me into these obvious traps?
I mean, it's not a trap. It's a character from an anime who has the best
Tetsu?
name ever. His name is Tetsu.
Jesus.
His first name is Tetsu, and his last name is Tetsu.
And what does Tetsu mean?
I have no idea. It's just his name. That's his real name. He's from My Hero Academia, and he's basically Colossus. He can turn his body to metal.
Okay, I mean, that part sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, other than the fact that he has the same name 4 times, is there like some other deeper pun going on there that I just don't understand?
I'm sure there is in Japanese, but I just love saying it.
Tetsu, 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 Tetsu?
Yeah, Tetsu.
Actually, that's kind of fun to say.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I'll stop derailing for the next 25 seconds.
A few seconds here. But okay, so we'll get to this mind-blowing thing in a little bit. But first, we got our first photos from both Aquaman and Wonder Woman 84. And they both look good.
Yeah.
You know, we both maintained that we're
Excited
maybe
for Aquaman.
hesitantly excited for Aquaman, that we've been seeing good potential. The photos look good.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I think we're starting to get the Comic-Con teases out.
I'm going to eat this pineapple on air.
Yeah, that's fine. We're starting to get those Comic-Con teases out where they announced we're getting the first Aquaman trailer at the con this year.
Oh, yeah, we're going to shoot that eventually.
Yeah. So that's been really exciting. Just kind of, there's been small little pockets of news coming up about the convention.
Yeah, a little bits here and there.
Because we're 1 month out.
Which I cannot believe that.
I know.
I'm like, fuck. I got to figure out if I'm still going or not.
Yeah.
I know.
Get your shit together, man.
I
already got my train ticket.
I'm trying to get my shit together. I can't help it. Shit's
Is that
falling
your big
apart.
news? Is you don't have your shit together?
No, everyone already knew that. That's not news to anybody. No, but like Aquaman looks good. Wonder Woman also looks good.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, her costume was more or less the same. I think a little bit more vibrant, maybe. The real interesting thing is that we have confirmation that
Steve
Chris
Trevor's
Pine will be back, but we don't necessarily know as Steve Trevor.
That's true.
Or it could be his grandson, maybe.
Who looks identical.
Maybe we've seen that done before. Look at no further than Back to the Future. That's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be a grandson. It could be some weird saved by the gods thing. It could be probably not a time travel thing. I don't know. What I did think was interesting was they're basically like.
Would it be too on the nose if they pulled him out of an iceberg?
I think that might be a little bit.
I would
But
love.
why not go for it?
I would love if they if it was the exact same set. They do it in the same style they promoted Lilo and Stitch back in the day, where it's the same scene where they're pulling Cap out of the ice, and they just pan the camera over, and there's another evac crew.
Yeah.
And, we found another Chris.
Hey, we found another hot Chris playing a Steve.
Should we pull him out too? Wait
Who
about 15
nobly
more years.
sacrificed himself in a plane. You have room for a second one.
Give him some time.
Give him a little time. What I thought was interesting, though, is that they're not holding that back, which I think is very, very smart. It's like, okay, we're just going to acknowledge this straight away. He's here. And so rather than it being a question of like, oh, is he in the film or not? It's like, oh, we know he's in the film, but now it's oh, how is he in the film?
Yeah.
Which I think is very, very smart.
And also for press reasons, that's huge because that also means that they can add him to promotional material. They can have him on tours.
I think they may have learned a valuable lesson from Justice League, where they had Henry Cavill along talking about whether he couldn't talk about whether he was in the goddamn movie or not. Although I've listened to a couple interviews from that press circuit, he does a good job with it.
That's good,
in spite of the circumstances. But no, it's very smart because obviously Chris Pine, super charismatic, super charming.
Yeah, everyone loves him.
Yeah, and great chemistry with Gal Gadot. So why not just have him be along for the whole thing?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about it too. It's an interesting era for it to be set into. I mean, obviously they're just riding that nostalgia train that everyone's just jonesing for right now.
It's great.
But I mean, are we fooling ourselves? Are we just falling into the same trap we've been falling into since like 2013?
Yeah.
That every time one of these movies comes down the pipeline, we're like, oh, like first photos come out, like casting looks good. I'm down for this. First photos, this was good. Oh, like 3 months out, they're finally dropping a trailer. Oh, this looks like it could be fun. All right, I'm kind of on board with this. And then it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Is this going to happen? Is it going to happen again?
Most likely. But you know, they give me just enough time to tape up my heart and get ready for the next beating.
Are we ever gonna stop? Are we ever gonna stop falling for this?
No.
I mean, we've
maybe when we get our 4 Joker movies.
Oh my god, I know. I was gonna say. I mean, we've already resigned ourselves to the fact we're saying Venom for the podcast. I mean, really, can we be seeing anything worse than that? Yeah, actually, no. We can be. It's gonna be the Jared Leto standalone Joker film.
It's true. Absolutely will be.
Fuck me. Why are they making that?
I don't know. Because it can't be making that much money.
You know what no one says when they watch Suicide Squad?
That he's the star?
Yeah, we need more of this guy.
Yeah.
We need more of this grill Joker action happening.
I think the problem is they misinterpreted fans saying put his scenes back in.
Yes.
As...
we want more of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, no. We want him to be relevant and necessary to the film you already gave us that was a ramshackle piece of shit. Not give us more of a character we didn't really like that much to begin with.
Yeah.
And, you know, it still blows my mind that the collective fandom, who in general, I don't necessarily like the idea of fans having influence on films, as we've been seeing recently with like Star Wars and is it Kelly Marie Tran, right?
What?
The actress plays Rose, Kelly Marie Tran,
yeah.
right? Well, the bullshit. A lot of fans are just complete a-holes. I think we're lucky that the fans that we engage with are genuinely sweet, cool people with reasonable opinions about things.
Yeah.
But we're seeing that a lot of these fans are just terrible and just completely missing the point of the characters as they go out and attack the people involved with making them. So I don't like the idea of like fans having an influence.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the creative minds aren't getting any influence anymore.
Yeah,
we're getting hit from both the fan side, which is incredibly negative, and then the the executive side, which kind of misinterprets what's working.
Yeah,
because I think I probably talked about this on the podcast before. One of my favorite like single panel or 2-panel comics that I saw online somewhere was Warner. It was not Warner, but it was just a bunch of executives seeing Black Panther, and they're like, "Oh, we get it now. We know what we have to do." And then the bottom panel was like 3 cat movies.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. They always get it wrong. And
yeah.
I just realized with what rant I was starting off of when I lost myself in a different rant. Wait, I lost it again. Crap. Wait, fans.
Transformers
asking things. No, wait. Fans demanding things. Fans having influence. Something to do with the Joker. Oh, right. That we gave them an out with having that be Jason Todd, which is weird. It would have been like an obvious retcon, but I actually would have been on board with it.
Yeah,
I think it would have been a cool way to break away from just rehashing the Winter Soldier format and having it be straight up Red Hood. I think that could have been very, very interesting. I mean, you would have had to work around the fact of like, why is Harley with him? And there would have been some definite clunky retconning, but they've already done that before.
Well, I mean, there's also that whole thing in the comics that it would not translate to film well at all because common fans wouldn't really get it as much as comic fans. Because I don't think comic fans really got it either. But it's the 3 Joker theory.
Yeah, which I think they're actually, I want to say, isn't Jeff Johns, I think it's one of his last projects while still at DC Entertainment, is to do a 3 Joker comic series.
Okay. I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure.
well, I mean, I think that's just what they're trying to do in the movies because we have the Joaquin Phoenix one.
No, yeah.
We have
Jared
the
Leto.
Jared Leto solo film. We have the Harley and Joker film. We had the Mad Love film.
I don't know if that one may have like fallen off the slate.
I'm just listing anything they said was a maybe.
I know, which is so many at this
Yeah,
point.
I'm gonna guess at least 20 films. At this point.
Yeah, I think. I definitely think you steer clear. I think the idea of a three Joker world works in the comics, where things are a little bit crazy and there is such a long history. It kind of helps explain the drastic changes in that character. I don't think it translates quite as well to film. That being said, I think they could have done a twist on Red Hood with Jared Leto as the Jason Todd Joker. Because I also think Jared Leto would make a really good Jason Todd in flashbacks.
Yeah.
Too. Like if you really pull away from the character he is there, but you bring in maybe a little bit of that DNA still.
That 30 Seconds to Mars Jared Leto.
Exactly. Yeah. Or like Fight Club.
Yeah.
Jared Leto, right? I think I'm not necessarily his biggest fan, but I think he would be good in that role. And I think that makes for a very interesting film, especially if you're going to go a younger Batman, which is the current rumor, and if you're going to jettison Ben Affleck, which is a very good idea.
Who's the name? Who's the name that keeps thrown around?
Well, I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal was in consideration for a long time.
But wasn't he just cast as something else?
He's Mysterio now
That's
in
right.
Spider-Man: Homecoming 2. So I don't think it's going to be him.
Right.
I saw something recently that gets Richard Armitage, who was Thorin Oakenshield in the Hobbit movies, and also is the voice of Wolverine on the Wolverine podcast, which I need to listen to at some point. He was a contender. I think he would be very good, actually, too. And I still maintain if you're doing an older Bruce Wayne Batman, you go Bruce Greenwood.
Yes.
Captain Pike from the Star Trek reboots, a.k.a. The husband in, Gerald's Game, the Stephen King adaptation with Carl Gugino.
I'm just going to Google him real quick.
Yeah. He's also the voice of Bruce Wayne Batman in Under the Red Hood and in Young Justice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, now he reckons. Jesus Christ.
Just go straight to the cartoons. I don't know why you're trying to work
I'm trying to give you
around...
a visual to go along. He's got the voice down, obviously, but I'm trying to give you a visual of how he would look in the part.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, figured it out. I think he'd be fantastic. Yeah, he's in tons of stuff. He's amazing.
Yeah.
I love him. I absolutely love him.
Me too.
But now, before I get to my world-altering bit of news here, what news do you have, Cameron?
I have two pieces of news real quick.
Okay.
The one for me and only me and just me is video game news.
It's great for the podcast.
It is. I only have a small platform to talk about right now. I mean, I'm sure you'll be excited for this because this is like the game for everyone. E3 at the Nintendo conference at E3, they announced the new Smash Brothers game. Woo!
I'm going to see if I can add in some crickets right there.
Do you not play Smash Bros?
I'm not a Smash Bros. Person.
Really?
When I play, I play as Fox.
Okay.
And I know enough to not be a pure button masher.
Okay.
But I definitely can't say I play with any sort of sophistication.
That's fine.
My friends in high school...
Items on or off?
On. I don't know the rules. I just go with whatever the hell's happening. But my friends in high school would always play it all the time, and I would occasionally jump in.
Coaster.
But what? East Coaster? What does that even mean? What? I'm a West Coaster. You know this. I'm a California boy.
I know. Back in the early 2000s when Smash Melee came out and there were home tournaments.
Wait, which one is Smash Melee? Which console?
GameCube.
Okay, so that's the one we would play most of the time.
Yeah, because that's the best version. Still.
Fuck if I know.
Smash Melee, they'd have coastal tournaments. And when they finally had a national tournament with the best East and the best West teams coming together, the big conflict was items on or off. East Coasters, they always played with items on. West Coast played with items off.
Oh, interesting. We always played items on.
Oh, God, you fucking noobs.
Oh, that's why we're East Coasters with the items on. Look, I've never been a big Smash Bros. Fan. I've never owned Smash Bros.
Smash is my...
I also haven't... I own a Wii, but I really have not had a Nintendo console in a long time. It's not my jam, but I know you love it, and bafflingly other people do.
We have
by all means
minimum 67 characters in this game.
Well, whoop-de fucking do.
I'm so pumped. They brought everyone that's ever been in a Smash game is back.
Is Fox back?
Yes.
Oh, good. I'll have some character to play then.
Fox and Falco and Wolf. So you have 3 people to play with.
Oh
that
my
all
god!
Do the same thing.
What crazy diversity!
I know.
keep eating this pineapple.
That's fine.
Would you like some?
I'm okay.
Shit, so good.
That's okay. I already had a piece. So that was my news for me. Kind of the big news that I also find very awesome is box office Incredibles 2. Holy shit.
Yeah. 180 million?
180 million. It is the
hello.
8th. Thanks for turning your fucking phone off.
That was
This
my
is a
iPad.
professional podcast.
That was my iPad, in fact.
What are our sponsors going to think about this? What are our
I don't know.
Android sponsors going to think
But
about
my
this?
phone also went off at the same time, and I have conveniently left my phone. Never mind. Go on.
Yeah, it made $180 million opening weekend. It's the highest animated opening weekend of all time.
Woo!
And it's the 8th highest opening film of all time, only behind Star Wars and Marvel. And that random Jurassic World that somehow made it up there.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's also so good. We'll talk about it more in plugs. But it's so good.
It is really good. It is
Unbelievable.
Yeah, without going too much into it.
Yeah.
I think the best, the two things I would say the most about Incredibles 2 is one, it is like the most fun I've had at a movie in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's exactly what I wanted from an Incredibles sequel.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, if anyone follows me on Instagram, I posted it's the most fun film I've watched since Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. Like, I think it was funny because I posted to to our story that we were back at El Capitan.
Yeah.
I was criticizing myself for being an idiot for venturing back into that dangerous
But you
territory.
also recommended it. I need to,
Well,
I need to throw you under the bus right
No,
there.
you do. I'm the architect of my own misery. I'm aware of this.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say it was that we had basically three options. That, the Grove, which I'm like, I like the Grove, but I'm always hesitant to do.
I also like Grove by myself. That's
Yeah,
like that's my.
I feel like
theater.
you and I have never had a good experience together at the Grove.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm always hesitant at the Grove. The other option is I was contemplating have you come all the way over to like the west side to go back to the Century City. Because you could have seen it in IMAX. I was contemplating seeing IMAX, but I was like, you know what? El Capitan, it can be fun with the right crowd. I'd say in general, that turned out to be true. We had some kids who were talking, which is not great. But what I love, the big difference was unlike the Marvel crowd, which you couldn't hear anything because they're cheering so loud, is that you could tell this crowd wanted to watch that movie. Mm-hmm. For them, it wasn't a party. It wasn't about like the whole experience. They were there to see the movie. They would cheer and they would go dead silent in an instant.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that. And there were definitely times when I felt like I had to cheer because I was just so thrilled with what was going up on screen.
Yeah.
So I was all for it. Mm-hmm. I was proven wrong this time, but also proven right. Because I knew that crowd would be a better crowd than Marvel.
It's true.
Yeah, because I'm saying it here now. I hate Marvel Cinematic Universe fans.
I'll say it now. Train your kids to handle themselves in the theater.
You were stuck next to a kid. I felt kind of bad about.
Well, so I'll make this a brief point. I talked to my coworker who has a 3-year-old. And she loves watching movies with her kid, but she won't bring him to the theater yet until he can sit quietly through a film entirely at home. And I'm like, yes, that's the fucking bar for your kids to be at.
No, I agree.
If they can't sit there for an hour and a half, because I don't remember what film it was. Because, I mean, I see everything animated, so I deal with a lot of kids in theaters.
You saw Boss Baby.
I saw Boss Baby.
God's sakes.
I saw Leap, which no one saw. You can't even remember it. That's how small it was.
Was that a ballerina movie?
It was.
I feel like
It was actually pretty good.
I feel like I only remember that because I vaguely recall you talking about there being a really good sequence in that.
Yeah,
Don't revisit it. Don't revisit it.
No. Okay.
Okay. We only have so much time.
I have movies that I go see where kids like will run up to the screen and the parents will just let them play in that big walk area up front
Because they just want to not have to deal with their shitty little children for a little while.
I have purposely not become a father, so I don't have to deal with this shit.
Yes, exactly. I have made the same choice.
Yes, exactly.
The very, very effective method of birth control.
Mm-hmm. What is your big grand news?
So, our friend in real life / friend of the show, Jeb, who was also kind enough to give us these sweet Batmobile Hot Wheels. They're sitting on the table here.
Yes, thank you so much, Jeb.
He texted me the other day.
Uh-oh.
With a photo.
Oh, no.
We haven't talked about this.
Is it Bruce Greenwood?
It's a Bruce Greenwood without a shirt on.
Oh, shit.
So it is a tweet. He sent me a photo of saying, Lego teases a Secret Service model. All right? Mm-hmm. So they have posted a photo on their Twitter about how we've been thinking about creating a special Secret Service model that could help any agent in a tricky situation. Any ideas? Tagging at Aston Martin hashtag license to build.
Oh, yeah. They announced this 2 days ago that they're doing a James Bond
I
Lego
know.
set.
They haven't said exactly what it is. I don't think they haven't gone any more other than this tweet that shows like a dossier authorized by M and James Bond referencing 007 and Q, and it's been like responded to by Aston Martin and by the official 007 Twitter feed. Cameron, what do I do with myself now? Because I have just been teased, nay promised, a James Bond Lego. I don't know what it's going to be. Probably the DB5. Is it going to be a DB5 with gadgets? Is it going to have just Sean Connery? It's going to have Sean Connery and Daniel Craig and Pierce Brosnan, the three Bonds that have driven the Aston Martin DB5. Is it going to be a whole series of sets? Can I expect a converting Lotus submarine? Can I expect a like Ken Adams inspired underground layer playset? Cameron, what am I going to get?
I don't care.
I don't know what to do right now.
I don't care.
I don't know what to do with my
I'm gonna
life.
go play Smash.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah,
I'm so like jittery and on edge because this is now a real thing in the world and it's not yet there.
I mean, I would be happy for you if you fucking shared some love for the stuff that I love.
Cameron, we're talking about me right now. God damn it. Stay focused. That sweet ASMR chewing sound. But my God, Cameron, this is all I've ever wanted in life. Is a James Bond Lego set. Like, what? How do I go on from here?
You know, you just kind of keep living day to day.
I hate you.
It's hard to not be excited for you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to throw back the same shade that you give me.
I know.
But I can't
know.
because I am genuinely excited for you.
Because you're a much better person than and are genuinely excited for me. But legitimately, though, I am losing my shit about this.
That's really exciting. That's awesome.
I even if it's just one set, I will be so immensely happy. But if it's the potential to have a whole license,
What's the set
series,
that would make you the least excited?
there's not one. There's not a single thing they could put out that I wouldn't buy. I mean, if they could put out...
What if they did the invisible car and it was just a James Bond figurine?
If it was literally just Pierce Brosnan in his snowsuit carrying a gun, and it was the Aston Martin Vanish...
But they still pack it.
They still package it. I would still buy it.
So it's just a bunch of empty airbags inside a giant box.
I would still buy it. There's nothing... They could make the Moonraker gondola that becomes a hovercraft, and it could include a spring-loaded double-taking pigeon, and I would buy that.
But see, the problem is that'd be cool as a Lego.
That would be a cool Lego. They could make
things that would be dumb in movies still make cool Legos.
They could do like the Tuk Tuk chase from Octopussy. I'd buy that.
I want.
They could do like I think it's like the AMC javelin on a corkscrew for the man with the golden gun. I'd buy that.
Oh, you know what they should do? Did you ever play with the soccer Legos?
I think I had some of them, but I remember them though. They're pretty cool.
I just wanted to talk about the spring loader.
Yeah, the spring loader thing. Yeah,
so what I
the ball
want
around.
is what's his face with the bowler hat.
Oh, Odd Job.
Odd Job.
Odd Job with
I want Odd Job with the spring waist, so you can put the bowler hat in his hand and twist him, and then he'll launch it out of his hand.
I would buy that.
I would buy that.
There, literally no set they could make that was James Bond branded that I wouldn't buy. Yeah. For those of our fans who are also James Bond fans, seriously, I challenge you, write in something. Write in the most ridiculous thing you can think of from a James Bond movie as a Lego set, and we'll see if I would still not buy it.
Yeah. No, that's very exciting. I'm very excited for you.
I know. I think I've talked about this now for like 5 minutes, but I am so immensely excited for this. But something I am
not as excited for.
Well, there's nothing that I can be as excited for. Literally, I could not have Christmas again for 10 years as long as I had this goddamn Lego set. I wouldn't care.
That's how I feel about Incredibles 2.
Oh, see, it was so good. But so we are talking this week about Legacy, the finale of Superman the Animated Series.
Got it.
How? Now, okay. So you had not seen these before, I take it.
I had not.
Now, you obviously had heard reference to it before. Or I guess, what did you know about this episode before sitting down to watch it?
I knew nothing. I'd seen one moment from this episode before, and it was the very end fight scene where Superman covers Darkseid's eyes and he explodes.
Right.
That's all I'd seen about any of this before.
Okay.
I feel like I'd seen the suit before,
Yeah.
because it's a cool suit.
It is a really cool suit.
Honestly, I kind of wish it had a jetpack. I don't know why, but I look at that suit and I'm like, it needs either like a jetpack or like a wrist laser. It needs one accessory.
It feels very Mandalorian.
Mhm.
So I think that's probably why.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really cool look, though.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, we've kind of. I love the Superman suit. The DCAU Superman suit has never really done it for me. I think just because it's so simplistic. But I've always preferred like his Brave New Metropolis suit or his Justice Lord suit more, or this one. I've pretty much all the other suits I've liked more of that.
Yeah.
So okay, so you didn't really know much going in.
No.
So like, what did you think as that opening scene is playing out and they're on that alien planet with those weird praying mantis dog people things?
Oh, okay. I said ants with cat ears. I guess
like
praying mantis dogs also works.
It's a mismatch of all those things.
Yes.
Like so when that figure appears, you're like, oh, that's got to be Superman, or we're like, oh, who's this guy?
No, I was expecting either Brainiac or Darkseid.
Okay. So like, what was your thoughts when the helmet came off and it's like, oh,
and it was Superman?
Superman.
I was just like, it's a brainwash story.
Yeah.
I honestly like, I was more excited that it was ending, which is really sad to say, than I was about watching this episode.
I kind of get it.
Caring anything about it.
I really do kind of get it. Yeah, I think there's a really interesting idea here. I feel like we said this a lot about Superman episodes. Interesting idea. I don't know if I can necessarily say the execution is great.
I'd agree.
Like there's a lot of little things in here that are interesting. Like the fact that when Superman has been missing for a month, Supergirl is controlling a bunch of robots in his place. There's something interesting there.
Yeah.
There's like almost a whole episode there.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
But it's just this weird like footnote.
Because it's almost the same, because we had the one episode where Superman had to take over for Batman.
Right,
which makes sense. And I would expect Kara to call Bruce and be like, hey.
That's true. She knows Batgirl at this point. So, good point.
So because obviously Batman can't really copy the same powers.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if like he helped build the robots.
Oh, maybe. Or do you think he just doesn't give a shit? Is he just like, I don't care. Superman's not here. I got my own shit to do.
I think he would care more if there was a villain that popped up. I think since it was a pretty quiet month.
Yeah.
I think he was like, you guys got it covered.
Now, what I do find interesting, and this is the problem you start to get when you introduce other heroes into a world, is we now, at the end of it, we have Superman leading an attack on Earth across the planet with the parademons. We've introduced in the series Green Lantern, Batman,
Aquaman.
Flash, Aquaman, Dr. Fate.
Yep.
Now, I can see Dr. Fate not really getting involved.
Right.
But I would certainly expect Green Lantern to get involved. You could maybe throw out the argument he's off planet.
Yeah.
Flash, I could see him helping, but maybe localized in different areas and not necessarily in Metropolis.
Yeah, I could see him just being on like survival patrol, just like
trying to keep people
out
alive.
of the way. Yeah.
Aquaman would just do his thing. He doesn't
Yeah, he
give a
wouldn't
shit.
care.
But I really feel like
Batman would show up.
Batman would go to Metropolis.
He would know something was up, and he would try and fix Superman.
Because Batman knows he can take Superman. I think even at this point in the DCAU, he knows he can take him.
Yeah.
If he has the kryptonite, he understands Superman. He understands Clark. I feel like he'd show up and try and do something.
So here's the story I had written out, because I also had that same thought of where are the other heroes. How would you feel about, where did I write it down? Would you watch this or read this story?
Okay.
Of a Suicide Squad style episode where Superman is the big bad.
Okay.
And Lex brings on Metallo and
Yes.
not Volcana.
Like Metallo, Parasites.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Who's the electric girl whose name I already forgot?
Livewire.
Livewire.
I think Volcana too. I like Volcana.
Yeah, sure.
I would absolutely watch that. So I'm sure that's been done in a number of places, but one place I've seen that done before is a comic written by, I believe it's Jeff Johns and Richard Donner. So Richard Donner being the director of the first 2 Superman movies.
Yeah.
And
I'm very familiar with his work.
big fan of Lethal Weapon.
Oh, huge fan.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's set in the mainstream Superman continuity, but it definitely has a lot of Richard Donner film influence, as you'd expect. He's a co-writer. So the Force of Solitude is all the crystals. But in that story, it's kind of like Superman 2. Zod and Ursa and Non show up on Earth, and Superman ends up going to Lex and being like, I need your help, because they unleash a whole army of Kryptonians out of the Phantom Zone.
Okay.
He says, I need your help. And so Lex brings in at least Parasite and Metal and I think some other people, and basically finally gets to use all of his Kryptonian killing weapons. And all of them go on a killing spree, just taking out Kryptonian criminals left and right.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
And of course, there's like subterfuge and Lex tries to betray him and stuff. You all expect that. It's also just a great comic in general. Yeah, it's Last Son. I'll put that in as like a plug too. I think I have a copy of it.
I've heard of that.
It's well worth a read. It's really, really good. But that's an idea that was there, and I would love an episode like that. Again, like if we had an episode all about Superman going missing and Supergirl having to take over, and like we get some weird explanation as where he's been for the last month, that'd be interesting. If we had that sort of thing too, where Superman gets brainwashed and Lex has to step up being hero, and maybe even Supergirl has to go to him and be like, "You're the only person I know who can help do this."
Yeah.
If we're just gonna like let Batman's existence kind of slide, which you have to do sometimes, that'd be a great episode.
Or just put Lex in the backseat.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What a voice.
Oh yeah.
Perfect for it.
I just want the one line, or like, Lex, your hood keeps sliding back.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I don't have any hair.
Have to pull it down. Yeah, that would have been much, much more interesting. Like, because, I mean, what Darkseid is trying to accomplish here is kind of clever, because he's forbidden by Highfather from attacking Earth. He kidnaps Superman, brainwashes him, and is then going to let Superman destroy the Earth, basically. And then when he steps in to try and restore order, that's going to be like his justification. Like, oh, I'm trying to fix things. Which even that's still work. What I think is interesting, though, is that's all about his ego. Like, he was denied conquering Earth, and he will do anything now to make it happen. Whether it really is going to work or not, he doesn't care. He's just going to try everything he possibly can. And I think from that angle, this does feel like a good culmination of the series. That it's like Darkseid comes back around again, Lex comes back around again, so Superman is kind of dealing with two different villains with their own agendas simultaneously.
Yeah.
I like that element of it a lot.
Have they... So I also noticed this in this episode. Have we had a Lex episode where someone didn't break the top window in LexCorp?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No.
It's very expensive.
I think isn't it even
at this point Lex has a reason to be mad.
Yeah, isn't that even referenced in Red Sun? Doesn't he like call up his assistant and it's like the usual repair? It's just great.
Because I wanted to bring up Red Sun because this is a similar story.
It is, yeah. And
with Red Sun, I think they handled it better because it wasn't like a character that changed his heart. It was like no matter what Superman was trained to do, he's going to do what he sees as right.
Yeah.
And I would love his interpretation of what Darkseid says to be his version of right.
Like, so I guess this actually shares a lot of plot points, a lot of similarities with a comic called Superman: The Dark Side. And it's that idea of same concept as Red Sun, but he is taken to...
He's trained by Vader?
He's trained by who? Oh. That just flew right over my head.
It's fine.
Like
it's a joke for the real nerds over here.
Like a wayward Kryptonian, just flying over my head. No, Jesus Christ. No, he's trained by Apocalypse.
Yeah.
No, by Darkseid on Apocalypse.
Yeah.
He's trained by the X-Men villain Apocalypse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big, huge crossover.
They even give him like those weird like lined lip
I'd
things.
love that.
Yeah.
There was an anime where every character had that.
What?
Yeah, for like a year, I drew every character I drew. I think it was like 7th grade. Every human that I drew had that like bottom of the eye to the like a puppet line. Yeah, it's a great anime though.
Wait, there was an anime that inspired you to do that, or you are referring to your own anime you created as great?
No, an anime inspired me to do that.
Oh, okay.
Great anime. It's called Zatch Bell.
Jesus.
It's great. It's on Toonami.
Was that a spin-off of Saved by the Bell?
Yes.
Where Zach goes to Japan and renames himself Zatch?
Yep. And then he has lightning powers.
And continues to just be a horrible human being.
He's such a if you guys haven't listened to Zach Morris's trash on YouTube yet, it's such a delight. But now Zach Morris is trash.
Zach Morris is trash. You
Yes.
can do your own spinoff.
I can.
Yeah.
Zach Bell is great though. That's my plug right now. Go watch Zach Bell.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's like an anime Static Shock.
What?
He has the power of electricity. Zach.
Does he? Are there other people with powers?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go into the plot of Zach Bell real quick.
Did they get it from a gas cloud?
No, they're from another. They're called Momotos. They're from another world.
Okay.
And every 100 or 1,000 years, because got to keep it even numbers.
Of course.
100 Momotos come to Earth, and they have to find a partner, because only their partner can read their spell book, and that's how they are able to use their powers. So Zach has the red spell book, so he has a lightning power. So he has Zakarga, Bao Zakarga, for it's a giant lightning dragon, and it's so cool. All right, I'll stop talking about anime now. It's so cool. It also inspired me to eat yellowtail for the first time. And I
really?
enjoyed it. Yeah, because that was his food of choice. Was he would carry a gigantic yellowtail in his backpack and just eat it raw.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at the influence these things have on our lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I owe a lot to that show.
Yeah. I get it. I have a love of martinis that comes from a very obvious place.
Mm-hmm. Simpsons?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, or Scrubs. I guess it's more of an appletini.
I was going to say Rocket Power. I don't know if you ever knew this, but yeah, that's what they're always just getting drunk before they hit the half pipes.
Don't try and throw Rocket Power in my face.
Throw back some sweet martinis, brah.
Don't you even fucking try. What's the name of the restaurant in that show?
Well, Big Ray's the dad.
Mm-hmm.
Ray's Shack, Shake Shack, Ray's Big Ray's Ray of Sunshine.
No.
Big Kahuna
No.
Burger.
No.
Boardwalk Burger.
You were a disgrace to trying to make fun of
the Boardwalk Bar and Grill.
Nailed
featuring Big Ray.
Nailed it.
And Tito.
Yep. Nailed it.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. Shore Shack.
Shore Shack. I wasn't too far off, actually. I had Shake Shack.
You did. That's a different brand.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
I know. I was pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Give you some credit.
No,
I don't deserve that.
All right, sorry for that unnecessary Zach Bell tangent.
Maybe the pineapple made things
I think
worse.
it's the pineapple. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why did I eat pineapple? I already have like a phlegm thing going on.
That's fine.
God damn it. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. But yeah, so I think that general idea is really interesting of having him come back and fight. Obviously, he beats the shit out of Supergirl. We don't really see it on screen so much. We just see that she's like defeated at the end of it, which comes back to play in a huge way later on. Maybe I just don't love the structure of this whole two-parter.
It's a weird episode to make two parts.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they didn't have enough. They had enough content to make like a 30-minute episode, not a 40-minute episode.
Yeah, just a little bit. Because I even felt like when we jump into episode 2, we get that it's not even a particularly long flashback, but we get a flashback explaining how Superman just came across his like probe and got captured.
Do you think we needed that?
I was going to ask you the same thing. I don't think we did. I think we have enough context to know that he just got captured at some point and brainwashed. I don't think how that happened is necessary.
Yeah.
That could even been a line like, Clark's been gone, like, he's been gone a month since he went out like on that scouting mission or something like that in space, and we don't have a spaceship, so we have no way to get back to him. Like, we just have to hope he comes back. Or like, so like, yeah, like, Clark will go away for a few days at a time out in space, but he's never gone a month. Like, I'm worried. All it would have taken. I don't think we needed to have a flashback. That did feel like a lot of filler material there.
Yeah.
I guess that was also their visual shorthand for showing that he got his memory back. But again, not really necessary.
Also, I don't feel like that was deserved.
No, because he got gassed by kryptonite.
Well, he saw Lois.
He saw Lois,
and
yeah.
that was all it needed.
Yeah, it was like he saw Lois, which started to shake him out of it. He got hit by a kryptonite rocket that was guaranteed to kill him and just didn't.
Yeah.
And then, they throw him into a cell that has red sun lighting, and they just let him go through the hallways.
That did not have red sun
Did
lighting.
not have it.
Yeah.
Are these people idiots?
Yeah.
Like,
they are.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Also, totally out there. Is this the same facility from the premiere of Justice League? Like that same facility where they have the Martian Manhunter locked up? It looked kind of like it.
That wouldn't be no, what's the one in Young Justice? Cadmus, yeah.
Cadmus is Justice League Unlimited. But no, like in the premiere of Justice League, Superman goes to attack that like military facility.
It might be.
And we're wondering why. To my mind, it looked a lot like it. I don't know if
Okay.
that was a deliberate pull when they went around to go do Justice League or not, but it looked a lot like it at least. Doesn't matter. One thing I did like about this. It actually gave Lois a reason to be there.
Yes, exactly.
Finally. And again, I think that's part of the reason.
Finally, the last episode.
But again, I think part of the reason why this does kind of work nicely as a finale is there's a bit of a sense of closure to his relationships with a lot of characters. With Lex, with Hamilton, it's a big one. With Darkseid, with Lois even too. Like there's all these nice little moments to kind of feel like just enough of a stopping point to justify an end.
Yeah, I want a full episode of just Lois doing not really detective work, but like using her power.
Yeah.
To show like why she's so good at what she does.
Right, 'cause she breaks in the facility and makes that comment about having a dad in the military, which I forgot that we only saw him once before. It was in Monkey Fun with Titano.
Yeah.
I was like, did we see him? We did see him there. But like that's a clever little nod. Like she's like a legitimate like good fighter too.
I would have loved just like as she's walking through the hall, like sneaking through the halls, if there was like there were like two high up government agents talking about something, and like just to see that she can never turn her reporter brain off.
Oh, that
or,
yeah,
like, they'd be talking about something, and she'd be like, "Oh, I gotta save that for later."
No, I'll come back to that. Yeah. I liked they finally gave her a reason to be there, and I like they finally showed a more obvious romantic side to her relationship with Superman too, because it's always been heavily hinted at. Pretty much the other time before that was in Brave New Metropolis.
Yeah.
And then finally again here. But
well, I mean, they kind of needed to, because the first time they have their quote unquote romantic moment, she just like pats his face.
yeah, that was weird. Yeah, when he
don't die.
when he decides he's gonna go to Apocalypse to face Darkseid, she just kind of comes like just brush his cheek, like just why don't you kiss there? I guess they were saving it for the end. But one of my favorite scenes in this whole thing though was when Superman takes Kara to Star Labs, and Emil's like, I don't know if there's much we can really do for her, and Superman panics and grabs him, and like Hamilton is genuinely shaken by the whole thing.
Well, it's not that Hamilton said there wasn't much we could do. He said helping her would be treason. I can't do
right.
that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And so that's what made him lose his cool. It's like, you can help and you're refusing to.
Yeah.
Because you're putting yourself above her.
Yeah, and I guess because I saw this when it originally aired, I didn't think much of that because obviously Justice League hadn't aired yet. But it's very interesting to go back and watch this after that fact.
Yeah, because everyone hates him at the end of this episode.
Yeah, well, so what's interesting is
I was waiting for my Stan Lee cameo, to be honest.
What?
Because I feel like that's how they always shoehorn him in. If there's no, they do it in one Marvel film. I think it's at the end of Avengers. Right?
Oh yeah,
yeah, where
Heroes
they do the TV interviews.
Oh yeah, they should. That's okay. Good point. They should have just got him in there. Superman, nah.
Or like that's where they put Bruce Timm.
Oh yeah, that would have been a good spot. I mean, he's already had his cameo as the weird collector guy from the Grey Ghost.
That was only in Batman. He needs one in Superman.
That's true. I feel like he must have been in Superman somewhere.
I'm sure he is a voice of someone, some goon.
Yeah, or just the visual characterization somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so, I did read that. I guess this originally was conceived as a premiere episode for the 4th season of Superman, and then the rest of the season would have been him trying to rebuild his trust. With Earth
by kissing one person at a time.
One person at a time. Yeah, just going around, just macking on people left and right.
So a smooch.
Yeah,
smooching off.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, Superman, I'm not convinced. Come back around again.
I need one more try.
No, still not convinced. Come back around.
Yeah, how about we just go to my apartment?
Let's go grab some dinner. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
it's on you though.
Like a martini.
Famous from Rocket Power.
Yeah. The big Kahuna wave martini.
God, I hate you.
I know, as you should. But what was I talking about? Oh, it was so that would have been a very interesting season to watch. That basically now all happens off screen between now and Justice League. But I like that idea. But because Batman Beyond was coming to the pipeline, they decided to wrap up Superman and move on, which again is obviously the better because I love Batman Beyond. It's generally a better conceived show than this. But one other little interesting thing that I read in that same little block of trivia was there was going to be an episode in Batman Beyond that followed up on Superman's affair with Lashina. Is that right? What's her name?
Oh, one of the not harpies.
Lashina, yeah, the Furies.
Furies, thank you.
Yeah, because they're definitely having an affair, and so the idea was going to be that in the future, in Terry McGinnis' timeline, they come across the son of Superman and Lashina, who overthrew Darkseid and was planning his own invasion of Earth, and it was going to acknowledge Superman's guilt about not knowing that he had a son that he never got a chance to raise, and he was absent in this kid's life.
That'd be cool.
Which again would have been a really interesting story. I mean, pretty dark place to go, but Beyond was always one of the darker shows to begin with. And I think a character like Superman that carries a lot of extra weight because he never had his own father. He never had Jor-El. He had Jonathan, obviously, but that idea of he would know what it's like to have an absent father figure, and for him to have done that and to have potentially not been the case. There's really no hope for him and Jor-El, but there would have been a chance for him and this kid. Would have been really interesting.
You know, that's actually the plot of an anime that I'm watching right now.
Oh my god.
But I'm not going to talk about it.
Oh my god, like an anime callback machine. Is there anything I can reference that would not tie back to an anime? Probably not.
Probably not. But it's really, I'm not gonna go into it. Oh god, I want to talk about it so badly. So it was such a good episode this week. I'm not gonna talk about it though.
I know. I think
God, it was such a good episode this week.
I think there are some cool things that could have spun out of this, but I guess I'm willing to forgive some of the flaws of this because I think overall it's an interesting idea, and I think again it works as a finale, and it also works to plant some really interesting threads that do get picked up later.
Also, talking about dark, they were gonna euthanize Superman.
What? When now? What?
Bruce. No, sorry. Lex comes in.
Oh God! Right. Sorry. My brain went to castration.
Yes.
And I was like, when were they gonna do that?
Did you miss this part of the episode?
Yeah.
Lex comes in, just like drop trow, Superman.
He comes in with his Kryptonian laced scalpel.
Yes, Kryptonian machete, or his kryptonite machete.
It's actually a little guillotine, but it's got two little holes.
Yeah. God, I hate you.
Okay. Right. Sorry. Yes, they were going to euthanize Superman and Supergirl.
Yeah.
Again, pretty dark.
But then we get that beautiful Superman gets to like slap Lex without worrying about breaking him.
That was kind of fun, actually. Is like give a dying man one last request.
Yeah.
Just punch him in the face. That was worth it.
Yeah.
That's a good way to go out.
I kind of wish the way that would have all played out was like Lex let his ego take over after that.
Yeah.
It wasn't that the general tried to finish the job, but instead like the general was the one holding the serum, and Lex is like, I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
And then
he had to be the one to push the plunger.
Yeah.
And it all goes to shit.
Yeah, and that's when Lois comes in and knocks him out.
That would have been pretty fun, actually. Yeah. But yeah, again, like I think that's a nice final beat between those two. Obviously, there's much more to that story, but it's a nice ending point there. Now, what did you think about the final fight between Superman and Darkseid when he finally goes back to Apokolips?
It's good to see that like someone is so much stronger than Superman.
Yeah. I think
because we always have. I mean, it's been probably our main complaint since the beginning that Superman just solves everything with his fists.
He does. And here it's actually justified.
Yeah, it's justified, and it also shows that he can't always solve everything with his fists, and he's going to have to start being creative from now on.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because if other parts of these episodes are improved, knowing what comes in the future, I think that fight is hindered because it's not the epic Paper Town fight.
Oh God, I'm
from the end.
So excited for that speech.
Yeah, and it's still a good fight. I guess like Bruce Timm storyboarded that himself. He was like, he had to do that himself. Like, these are the characters I know really well, and he really wanted to get across just the huge amount of animosity they have for each other.
Yeah.
And I think it's a generally a pretty well choreographed fight. It's not long.
No.
And I don't know how I feel about the finale of him just holding back the Omega beams.
I did love the music score that led up to every time he used the beams. There was that high pitched violin squeak.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, it was beautiful. It sounded like they were charging up almost.
Yeah.
And it would be like, and then they would fire, and I loved that little detail.
Oh, I can't believe I missed that. I'm always all about the score.
The
movie, the score. I just love it so much.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
I don't remember who said this, but I loved Darkseid said this, and I loved this line while he's fighting Superman. He says, "If I'd known one human's death would have pained you so, I would have killed so many more."
Yes.
And I'm like, that's such a great villain line.
He's such an asshole. And I like that he gets the last laugh here.
Yeah.
Because even after Superman...
that was so cool.
Yeah, even after Superman, like...
throws him to the slaves.
Yeah, it's like, do what you want with him. They rush up to help him.
Yeah.
He's like, remember, I am many things, but here I am God.
That's insane. I was taken back from that moment.
And I think this is why I think both Lex and Darkseid are great foils for Superman, because the power they wield,
they're both
isn't
untouchable.
Right? Yeah, their power is not. I mean, for Darkseid, it is physical, but they wield a power that Superman can't. Like, people love Superman, but they're not really intimidated by him. Whereas Lex and Darkseid just can have this sort of like fanatic following and this charisma and this ability to manipulate people and to get what they want that Superman can never quite have. And they put themselves in a position where, exactly, they are untouchable to him. That, to me, is super, super interesting.
Yeah. Because that's the way that Superman could never win.
Yeah. Yeah, because exactly, even like for him to truly defeat Darkseid, he doesn't have the support of the people. He can never really do it. He would have to do what he does in Red Sun. Like, for him to defeat someone in that sort of political power, he has to usurp them.
Yeah, and you even see him like not really understand that, because he wants to deliver the final blow, and Kara has to be the one that shows up and be like, it's not, you don't want to cross that line.
I think one of the reasons I do like these, again, despite their flaws, is it really does push him as a character in a way that he hasn't been pushed. I think he also has something interesting to do here, and he's put in a dilemma that we don't normally see. Like, to your point, he can't just solve it with his fist, even though he tries. I think a lot of those episodes, he uses his fist and it works. Here, he tries and it fails. Yeah. And I like that a lot.
I also love at the very end when they're doing the interviews, the last person they're talking to, it's a woman, and she's like, what does she say? She says, I have to lock my bedroom door every night. And I'm like, what's that going to do? How's that going to stop Superman?
What's that? Yeah, I know.
Is it a lead door?
Is it a lead? It is, the interior half of it is lead lined. The exterior half is kryptonite lined.
There you go.
So she's protected from the kryptonite radiation, but also he can't even get near it, and he can't see through it.
There you go.
It's perfect.
Yeah, she's got it down.
Yeah. Whereas I'm like, I'd leave my window open. Like, hey, Superman, what's going on out there?
You can come take me any day.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think I don't have any more notes for this episode. Do you?
Not so much. And I talked about
I'm excited for the updated Omega beams as well.
The updated Omega beams.
In Justice League, they're the ones that follow you.
Oh, well, those can do that here. He doesn't deploy them that way.
Yeah, I know. I just like the visual style of that one because it's more like angular.
I mean, even when he like killed Turpin, though, they kind of like zigzag around a little bit.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, just in this episode.
This episode is it's very straightforward. No, that's pretty much all I have on this. So, that being the case, should we move on to our what is sure going to be a very short list?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to go through all of them. That doesn't really make sense. Wait, shit! Did I just lose my notes?
Is there Control-Z?
Why don't you start? Because I may have accidentally just deleted my notes.
So we're only doing it for season 3, correct?
Just season 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's 13 episodes of season 3.
Oh no, I found it. Okay.
Okay. My short list is 3 episodes.
I don't blame you on that.
Since it's 13, do you want to just read through them real quick?
Oh.
Do you have all of them listed? I can pull them up real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Superman, the animated series. Nope, still misspelled it. Episodes, season.
Okay, I got it.
3, cool.
All right. Okay, so the episodes are Where There's Smoke, Nighttime, New Kids in Town, Obsession.
Let's just do it the same way we did last time.
Oh, just go through it bit by bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where There's Smoke, Volcana.
I included it.
I did not. I find her boring.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Okay.
The problem is with these episodes, with the Batman episodes, you actually had story that you kind of had to follow through with, and there were story beats. And there's only one episode, I guess, besides the finale. There's only one, I guess 2, because Green Lantern. But for a Superman story, there was only one episode that actually kind of contained information that you needed to know.
Legacy.
Which one was that?
This one we just watched.
Oh, I said besides the finale.
Oh, besides the finale.
And yeah, the one that I said was where Jimmy gets the watch. Superman's pal.
Oh, yeah. we could skip that.
Yeah.
So hang on, I'm gonna make a short pitch for Where There's Smoke.
All right.
I think she's one of the more interesting villains.
Mm-hmm.
I think the voice performance in that is really good.
Yes.
And I think there's a very interesting world built around that. It's kind of crazy and really far out there, but it's that whole that Nick Fury kind of guy, the subterranean lair. It's all very Bondian, so obviously I kind of love that. I don't know. I think in terms of just kind of one-off episodes, I think that one's actually pretty solid.
Okay.
I mean, we won't include it on our final list.
Well, let's put an asterisk by it.
Yeah.
Asterisk. Fuck this. I can't talk today.
An ass trick.
Yes. Put an asterisk by it.
Okay. And then next up,
Nighttime. Absolutely.
Nighttime obviously had to
so
include
good.
it. One of the best episodes in all the DCAU.
Yeah.
I think.
Definitely. I think it's my favorite Superman episode.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
New Kids in Town.
I have that with an asterisk.
Okay, yeah, I included it on mine.
Okay, then yes. Then yeah, I'll keep it.
I think it's worth keeping. I think
Yeah,
that's a
fun
pretty
story.
solid episode.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Legion of Superheroes. Obsession, it's Toyman and Darcy. Out it goes.
Okay.
I mean, what do you have?
I just like Toyman, and so I put an asterisk.
But I don't think this is any better though.
I think the first Toyman was better.
Yeah, I almost feel like he's better off there, and then we pick up with him again in Justice League. I think that's kind of a nice place.
Okay.
Little Big Head Man.
Yes, I like that episode.
I try to remember what my thoughts were on it, and when I went back and read my notes, we seem to be pretty positive on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's worth including. It's an interesting dynamic. We always like Bizarro. We always like Mr. Mixius Pitlick.
Mm-hmm.
There's some fun stuff at play there. It's not quite as good as Mixius Pixelated, but I think it's worth including.
Yeah.
Absolute Power.
No.
Nope. Absolutely not. In Brightest Day.
Yes.
I said no.
Did you really?
Well, stop and think about it.
Yeah.
Stop and think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it actually that good of an episode?
Yeah.
Is it just more or less a watered down Hal Jordan origin with Kyle Rayner?
Mm-hmm.
We never see Kyle Rayner again.
That's fine. That's not true.
We get
He's in the background.
He's in I think he's referenced in one of the Green Lantern focused Justice League episodes.
Yeah.
But we don't really need to know that he's there.
I like it because if you're having people watch these shows in order, it's an introduction to the Green Lantern and what their powers are.
I mean, the same could be said for a Fish story, and we're obviously not including that on our list.
But that's a different Aquaman.
Or is it more confusing that you introduce Kyle Rayner Green Lantern and then it's Jon Stewart later on?
I think since the costume is the same. I will fight for Green Lantern.
I know you will.
We both were pretty positive about the episode. I'm like, yeah, it is a watered down Hal Jordan story, but it's still a good story.
Okay, you know what?
I gave you
Fine.
fucking Volcana.
No,
Give me goddamn Green Lantern.
We gave that an asterisk.
Okay, sorry.
Just to be clear. Just to be fair. Fine. I'll give you in Brightest Day.
I have literally 3 episodes on my list. Don't take a third of my list away.
How can you only have 3? You have to have Legacy on there.
I had to combine them as one episode.
But so you had New Kids in Town as an asterisk.
Yeah.
As a maybe.
Yeah, so my list was just Nighttime, Brightest Day, and Legacy.
Jesus Okay. I think we can skip Superman's pal.
Yeah,
Obviously, we can skip a fish story.
absolutely.
We can wholeheartedly and enthusiastically skip
Hold
Unity.
on. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Oh my god. As much as I love the Batman Superman crossovers, I
Yeah.
wasn't inclined to include the Demon Reborn. It's kind of a shitty episode. I mean, I don't. From my recollection of what happens with Roz over the course of the rest of the DCAU, we don't necessarily need to have this episode here.
Yeah, I didn't have it on my list.
I think there's only one moment I kind of like, which is at the end. I think that has more or less solidified the partnership between the two of them, the friendship between the two of them. And there's that cool moment when they both fly off and we get a little tease of like the Batman Superman theme song, but not worth including.
Yeah.
For that alone. And then of course, Legacy,
Which we have to, just because it's the only one that sets up an actual story.
and I think is worth including. I think especially this is so far the only series finale we've had.
Mm-hmm.
BTOS didn't get one. New Batman Adventures didn't really get one.
No.
So, and I think it works as a series finale, so I think it's worth including. Okay, so we got, fine, I'll concede. We can cut out Where There's Smoke.
No, we can keep Volcana.
Okay, so Where There's Smoke, Nighttime, New Kids in Town, Little Big Head Man, In Brightest Day, Legacy.
All right, so we cut it in half.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid list.
Yeah.
All right. I forgot to post the last one.
How dare you?
I need to do that. People listen to us, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so shall we move on to
Notes from Friends.
Notes from Friends. Notes from Friends. Okay.
I'm glad it's picking up.
Yeah, I like it. No, it is. It's good. We get a lot of cool little things here. So, we are in fact recording this on Father's Day.
Yes, Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to the fathers out there. Of which,
Jonathan and
and Jor-El.
Jor-El.
And Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
And do they have fathers?
John Jones. I guess he's more of an uncle, right?
Yeah, he's more of an uncle.
I guess Superman was Superboy in some universes. And Lex, because it's a combination of their DNA. Lionel Luthor. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, Lionel Luthor. No,
Beaumont.
Zatara. What's Andrea's dad's name?
Mm-hmm.
Andrea Beaumont from Mask of Phantasm.
That's your movie. Zatara. Happy
Zatanna.
Father's Day.
Yeah, a lot of dead fathers in this series. Happy Father's Day to all of them. But Paul Hill tagged us in a photo just for Father's Day. He spent it like building up this really sweet collection of a whole bunch of the DC collectibles figures, like all the BTOS.
Oh, that's cool.
And New Batman Superman figures. So that was pretty cool. And he also, I don't know if you saw on Instagram, he tagged us in this really gorgeous Batman and Robin art that he did. Not Batman and Robin the movie, but Batman and Robin from the New Batman Adventures.
I think I missed it.
Because there's like it's something like June Toon or something like that. So every day he's been posting a different drawing from a cartoon.
Nice.
And so one of the ones he did was a shot of the two of them. It's really, really nicely done.
Okay, that's cool.
And then Gordon Wills made a comment on our last episode because your fantastic art from last week with all the villains on there. He said it would make a really good print or a shirt. And I was like, you know what? It's not a terrible idea.
We'll see.
That's not a terrible idea on that.
I mean, it's more of just a lazy way for me because I already have them all made.
You have them all made, but like it looks really good though with them all collected together like that.
I just need to coordinate the colors better because I started off doing really well with keeping everything is in the same color palette.
Yeah.
And I very quickly abandoned that.
Well, whatever. I mean, we have fun with it.
Yeah.
It might be cool to do something.
We'll see.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. We also had a lot of people respond possibly to our concept of Carl.
I love Carl. I also realized that Carl is just Edna. That's all we were describing was Edna.
Oh my god. DCAU Edna.
Yeah, that's literally because I was driving home thinking about Carl, and I'm like, we just made Edna.
We just made Edna. And in my mind, Carl should be as fabulous as Edna. Because Edna is the most fabulous.
Yes. Well, there were a bunch, before Incredibles 2 came out, there were a bunch of fan theories that I was reading about her past and how she was secretly a supervillain. And she was the one, she says no capes because she was the one that set up all of those cape-related deaths.
Oh, that's fascinating and mischievous and intriguing. Oh, that could be kind of
her
fun.
like punishment / turning a new leaf was having to design everyone else's costume, and that's why she's so adamant about no capes because that's
No capes.
that's her heroine It's like,
oh my god,
if
I
there's a
love
cape,
that
I
idea
have to kill them.
actually. Because even if she were once a villain, she'd still be so goddamn lovable.
Yeah, because she was definitely a villain at some point. Like,
She's
she
so-
lives in a lair.
Yeah, she does live in a lair. She has those evil eyes sometimes
Mhm.
too. She's obsessive, like a villain should be.
Yeah.
Oh god, no, I'm all down for it. But yeah, people love the idea of Carl. And according to Maddie, apparently the recent Paul Dini Harley books, there's like a similar kind of plot in there.
Okay.
He didn't go into detail on it, so I might go check those out at some point. Yeah, I want to know more about Carl. And then he was also asking us, I don't know, maybe it was Paul. Someone was asking us when we get to Mr. the Batwoman, apparently there's a Catwoman short.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Mm-mm.
I was probably on the DVD. So in which case, yeah, if there is a short, we'll track it down. We'll watch it to go with Mr. the Batwoman. And then there was this amazing Twitter thread because we were giving Maddie so much shit for Critters, right? And so I saw that he referenced us in a thread going on about how it's actually a great episode and that someone needs to tell us that it is. And his argument was that it's like the new Batman adventure tone mixed with some like 60s tone thrown in there. Maybe I'll give it a second viewing, but I'm sorry, Maddie. I didn't like it when I was 8. So I'll give it another watch.
Our list has been solidified, Maddie.
And come back
Stop
around.
trying to change our minds.
But when I actually looked at that broader thread, I realized that the whole thing was a conversation between like Maddie, the DCU Watchtower, and then Matthew Valencia, who voiced Robin.
Oh, wow.
Who voiced Tim Drake, and it's actually a really cool thread. It's worth going and checking out.
Okay.
But he was talking about like his first time meeting Mark Hamill and Tara Strong, and how he kind of got started on all these things, and like the sort of stuff that he now shows his kids, and it's a really interesting, really sweet thread.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do it justice reiterating it, so just go check out the Twitter thread. You can find that on there. And then one other thing worth noting. Our good friend Vasilius reached out to us on Facebook. Did you see his comment on Solo? He was getting after us for thinking it's a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And to which I will say this. Solo, weirdly, has been sticking with me since I saw it.
Interesting.
It's a movie that I keep thinking back to. I do kind of want to go and revisit it and see if after I've seen it, I can accept the fact there's some really, really stupid things in there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can turn off my brain, because apparently we were overthinking it. Overthinking. Turn off my brain and see if I enjoy it.
Okay.
So my response to you, dear sweet Vasilius, is we were not wrong in thinking it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe on a second viewing, I won't hate it quite as much.
Yeah. I mean, my problem is, because you said that you've been coming back to it.
Yeah.
This movie's so forgettable for me.
There's
There's nothing about that I've been like excited to tell people.
Yeah. I find
Like,
myself
more than 48 hours after watching it.
I think I find myself wanting to talk about it. Like, I think I want to like it more than I did.
Yes. Right? That's been the problem
And-
with all of the new movies for me.
Yeah.
It's like I feel bad not liking it because I want to love them.
Yeah. And I felt similarly about The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to like it more than I did. I still love Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
And I like The Force Awakens a lot, actually.
I really enjoy The Force Awakens.
But yeah, I think that middle section I really enjoy on Solo.
Yeah.
And I just
Which is
find-
funny because that's usually the section you hate with every other movie.
Well, because the second act is normally so slow, and especially recently, they've been doing really slow second acts. But
Yeah.
that movie, instead of going for the long, slow second act building up to an epic third act, a la Rogue One, this went for the more like Mission Impossible 5 sort of route, or like World War Z to something similar. Like the middle is this big set piece, and the ending is kind of a smaller, tighter finale, which I don't have a problem with.
Yeah.
But it didn't quite resonate
Yeah.
with me. But I'll revisit it, I think, at some point.
I think that might actually be why why this movie is so forgettable for me, because it didn't have that big punch at the end.
Yeah, it just kind of fizzles.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of fizzles out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
But I mean, after I watch Incredibles again and Ocean's 8 again, and
I still need to go see that.
it's so great.
Yeah.
And I still need to see Tag. I want to see Tag so badly.
Yeah. I think that's the problem. Is I kind of want to go back and rewatch Solo, and I could movie pass it, but I barely have time to go see movies now. There's other things that I want to go see instead.
There's at least 4 things out right now that are great.
Yeah, so I got to see Ocean's 8.
Mhm.
I've seen Incredibles 2 twice now, so I'm good on that front. Got to see Ocean's 8. I do want to see Tag, maybe.
I want to see it.
This upcoming weekend is Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Fallen Kingdom, which excited enough for. I'm gonna go see it. I don't know what else is out right now. What else?
Won't You Be My Neighbor?
I still haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. God damn it.
Yeah, Won't You Be My Neighbor is still out. Still amazing too.
Oh, I need to go watch that. God damn it. I should have gone to see it this weekend.
No, you
Well,
should have saw Incredibles 2 again.
No, it's all out the window. Yeah, other stuff to go see. But along those lines, in terms of our plugs, what have you been watching recently? We're not going to go too far into Incredibles 2 because we're going to
we're going to do the whole podcast.
We're going to do a
thing.
separate podcast. It should be out on Friday, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but obviously we saw it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's great.
It's amazing. So
Yeah,
good.
loved it.
My 2 plugs, the new season of Queer Eye came out. So good.
I still haven't watched it. Yeah.
Still great. And then there was did you ever see the movie Battle Royale? The Japanese one?
No.
Okay. Highly recommend it.
Isn't that what?
Inspired Hunger Games.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Whoever, I don't remember the guy who directed it, but it's his basically his magnum opus. It's his final film. And it has amazing fight choreography. It's it's a great story, but there was a video essay that I watched by a guy that I've plugged almost every one of his videos since, but he hasn't posted in a while. The title is Battle Royale: The Best Teen Movie, and it's by the YouTuber NerdWriter1. He's done amazing stuff in the past, but it's just like a nice, because it's looking at the movie from the lens of a teen movie instead of the lens of like an action movie.
Okay.
And it was cool. It's a cool little like perspective shift.
Yeah. Okay. I might go watch that.
Yeah. And Battle Royale is just amazing.
I've heard good things. It's just one that I've never come around to.
It's basically like, do you like the action scenes in Hunger Games? Do you want that to be a whole movie? Then watch Battle Royale.
Do you want to see the story of Hunger Games done better than the Hunger Games?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Do you not care about any of the district bullshit?
No.
Yeah, then go watch Battle Royale.
All right, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so wait, what was the first thing you plugged?
Was it just Queer Eye.
Oh, that's
Queer Eye
right.
Season 2.
God,
It's so much fun.
I'm such a bad guy.
It's fun, but it also like makes me look at myself, like all of the people that they're changing. It's like,
You have pretty good style.
I mean, it's not just style though; it's like a whole lifestyle change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Queer Eye, there's 5 guys. So there's one that helps with like your mental state, which is really cool. One that helps you kind of in the kitchen. One that helps with redecorating your place.
Okay.
One that helps with style, and one that helps with appearance.
Okay. I could use all of those things.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they'll like go through someone's house and they're like, you only have graphic t-shirts and like you haven't cooked in how long? And I was watching it with my mom before coming over here and she's like, I wonder if I should nominate you. I'm like, I hate you.
Cindy, can you nominate me? I need it, please.
You don't need it.
I do need it.
You don't. I see your apartment. You don't need it. Well, watch the episode and you'll understand.
Well, I mean, yes, I have a nice knack for interior design. Thank you, Mom.
Thanks, moms.
Thanks, Moms.
Happy Father's Day, moms.
I could definitely use some help on the dress front. My hair's pretty decent these days, but the mental one, I could really use that.
Yeah.
I could really, really use that.
Yeah. But yeah, what have you been watching, reading, listening to?
I watched Jack Reacher. Never back down.
Never back down.
Jack Reacher. No. Never say never again.
Never bet on it.
Jack Reacher.
Never say never.
Never.
Where he interspices himself with the Justin Bieber documentary.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Or is it Jack Reacher? Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna let you down.
I forget. It's Jack Reacher Never Go Back.
That's what it is. I was pulling it up.
I really liked the first one. I did not really care for this one.
Is this is not the John Krasinski one?
That's Jack Ryan.
Damn it. God damn it. I hate.
We'll get there.
We didn't have all of this on air last time, but we had a good like 15-minute hash just trying to figure out who was Jack Ryan and who was Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
And clearly none of it sunk in.
Yeah, no, Jack Reacher is the Lee Child character from the novels that I really liked the first movie. The second one Tom Cruise is really showing his age on it, and it just didn't. It's got Kobe Smulders, so I love, but it didn't gel. I didn't really care for it
But now,
very
what's
much.
the one with Robin Williams where he grows really fast?
Jack.
I know. I'm just trying to go for more Jack jokes.
See, I always get Jack confused with Jack the Giant Slayer.
Okay,
I just always remember as him like growing up really fast and then fighting giants. Was that how that movie worked? Yeah.
Or like the where's the one with the baseball player? It's 42.
About Jackie Robinson? Yeah. Or the fantastic film Kangaroo Jack, starring Jerry Connolly and Anthony Anderson.
How did I go to 42 before Kangaroo Jack? I'm ashamed of myself.
Cameron.
I am so ashamed of myself for that.
Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go put my car up on a jack and swap out one of my tires.
Shut up. The joke's dead.
But yeah, I Jack Reacher 2 didn't quite work for me.
Okay.
And then my second thing that I'm plugging is Michael Giacchino's amazing Incredibles 2 score.
Oh my gosh. They gave them theme songs, guys.
I know, I love the theme songs.
They're so good.
They're really
so
good.
Cute.
Yeah, and they have like really delightful a cappella versions of them as well. But no, Michael Giacchino, my favorite composer. His work on Incredibles 1 is very heavily John Barry inspired, particularly Goldfinger and On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And this is a beautiful evolution off of that, and it's just a fantastic score, and I've been listening to it nonstop. I had to plug it.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh,
because those just like the whole score is great, but like I honestly can't get past those amazing acapella theme songs.
they're great, yeah, because they were used for they did some like fake toy promos, like fake vintage toy promos. Did you see those?
Did they? No, I missed it.
Yeah, for Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl,
Oh,
and,
that's so
and
cool.
Frozone, and they used those theme songs in those little promos. They're really fun.
I saw the weird Zillow promo.
What's the weird Zillow promo? Like
The housing website Zillow, you could tour the house they live at.
oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's such a weird cross promo, but it was also really cool.
That's pretty clever, actually, though.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. I'll go check that out. I'll go to Zillow.
Yeah.
And cry because I'll never be able to afford any of the houses on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the joys of being a millennial.
Oh, I know. The joys of living in LA. Anymore? I'm tapped out.
Anything else to plug other than like our broken, depressed mental states?
No.
Oh, good. All right. Well, if you want to reach out to us and tell us about your favorite films with the word Jack in the title,
Did we miss any? We had to have missed some.
I'm sure there's some more. It's
I'm
probably,
not gonna
it's
go
probably like
into
a
it.
jack of all trades or something that we've missed.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah. Lest we forget the great Jack Slater from Last Action Hero.
Oh,
Boom,
there you
did
go.
it. All right,
Nailed
we
it.
got one more. All
Nailed
right.
it.
But if you do want to reach out to us with your favorite Jacks, you can reach us at Timm Talk Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Gmail. I am at Lordifer on Twitter and Instagram.
You can find my art at Cameron.Dexter. You can find my face at CamDexter_adventures. And if you want to see my friends and I's t-shirt company, you can go to @CoreMemoriesCo on Instagram. We have an incredible shirt that just came out. It's cool. We had a Johnny Tsunami shirt that just came out, which is awesome. Or it's about to come out Wednesday. But for the first two, I am taking a month-long hiatus from social media until Comic-Con. So I will not be posting for the next month on those two. But Core Memories will still be going strong.
Okay, well, there we go. And I look forward to Halloween when you guys put out your Jack Skellington shirts.
Shut up. The bit's done. Go back to your rocket power jokes.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.